Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Titans Time. I'm Tanner Staggs, and I'm back with another episode of the Two-Tone Path to the Draft. As always, this series is brought to you by my good friend Jacob Patterson of Coldwell Banker Southern Realty. If you are in the Southern or Middle Tennessee area and you're looking to buy or sell, give him a call at 931-279-1707. Alright guys, so I haven't been able to do as many of these episodes as kind of what I was hoping to do. School kind of got in the way, but that's life. Those things happen sometimes. So the draft is kind of creeping up on us a lot faster than I thought it would. I mean, we're just pretty much about a week out now, probably less by the time I get this video uploaded. But I wanted to make this video because there's one guy in particular that I kind of wanted to do sort of a spotlight on and just talk about him a little bit. I haven't mentioned him yet in this series, and so I wanted to talk about him some because I think he's probably my favorite prospect in the draft, actually, and that is Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech. He's a 6'2" cornerback. He weighs, I think they have him listed at like 190-something pounds, probably closer to the 200-pound mark, and he was kind of projected to be like a top 10, top 15 at the latest pick earlier in mock drafts until it was released that he was going to have a surgery, and I think it's a microdiscectomy. It's just a procedure where they're going to go in and they're going to remove a damaged portion of a herniated disc, like on his spine. And I mean, most of his camp is kind of downplaying this surgery, and they're kind of talking about how it's really just going to be a minor surgery and there's not that much to it. But Trey Wingo of Pro Football Network, he's kind of expressed some concern, and he said that there's no such thing as a minor back surgery. And I kind of feel like I agree with that statement. I mean, anything that has to do with your back, especially around your spine, is nothing to play around with. I mean, it could definitely, just the most minor of things could be really serious. But with modern medicine and things like that, I don't think there's really going to be that much to worry about. But you just have to know that there is some concern there with this surgery. Now, it's definitely knocked his draft stock down some, in my opinion. I mean, I think that teams in the last half of the first round are probably drooling over the opportunity to get a chance at this guy. And the Titans sitting right there at number 22, hopefully he can fall down there. I think it would be a great place to, for them to go out and get somebody like that. This guy has incredible potential. I mean, he's probably one of the best cornerback prospects in the draft just from talent, athleticism. He's got the size. He can play man-to-man coverage. He's really good at it. He suffers a little bit in zone, but the Titans are literally going out and making an effort to shift their whole focus to just being complete man-to-man. They're doing that this offseason, and so he really fits with what they're going for. And I just honestly think this is a no-brainer if he's there. Now, obviously, everybody knows the danger that comes with taking someone in the draft that's fallen because of an injury. But Titans fans especially know that if you take a risk like that, it can really, really reward you in the future. They know that just specifically with Jeffery Simmons. I mean, this is a guy that had an injury coming into the draft. He fell. The Titans picked him up. He came back from that injury way faster than expected. And he's just been an absolute beast and looks like he's going to be a beast for years. I mean, he's playing at a high level already. He's making huge impacts, drawing double teams right there in the middle of the defensive line. And Titans fans just know from this experience that taking a risk on a guy that has fallen because of an injury can pay off extremely well. So you could be in that same situation with Caleb Farley. And, I would say that Jeffery Simmons pick has been one of John Robinson's best draft picks because he was not afraid to go out and take that risk. So the main question to ask here is, does Caleb Farley's talent and athleticism outweigh the effects of this injury, especially at the number 22 pick? I mean, do the pros outweigh the cons here? So let's talk about that for just a second. One thing that jumps out to me here with Caleb Farley is his height. You can't coach height, and this guy is 6'2", but yet he still moves so fluidly, so quickly, has such great acceleration, and he flips his hips so well when he's covering a receiver. I mean, in man-to-man, he is really just such a great cover corner because it's like his hips move so fluidly, and he can just track the receiver the whole way, no matter what. I mean, smaller receivers with quicker moves, he's able to keep up with them. Bigger receivers, he's got the size to body them up, and he really is very well-rounded there at the cornerback position. His combination of size, speed, and acceleration at cornerback just makes him the absolute apex predator in man coverage. I mean, I think he's probably the best man coverage prospect in the whole entire draft. And that might be going out on a limb a little bit there, but I really do believe that. And I think he would be a steal at 22. I just have to keep reiterating that. I think if he's there, the Titans absolutely have got to go with him 100%. In 2 seasons at Virginia Tech, he racked up 6 interceptions. That number could have been way higher if he didn't opt out of the 2020 season. He was such a great player in college. He's got great instincts. He can go and get the ball. And I really think we would have saw great things out of him in the 2020 season. But, he opted out, didn't play. So obviously with Caleb Farley, the injuries are a concern. I mean, he suffered a torn ACL, which we know that, and nowadays a torn ACL is literally almost nothing for these guys. I mean, listen, I know it takes a little while to recover from, but it's nothing like it was. And when these guys come back, they are at the level that they were, if not better. We've seen it time and time again. We saw it with Jeffery Simmons. We're going to see it, I believe, with Taylor Lewan. So that really doesn't bother me that much. And obviously now you've got the back surgery, but Caleb Farley has Hall of Fame potential. I'm not saying that no matter what he's going to reach that, but he has the skills, the athleticism, the potential that they're taking a risk here with him having these injuries. But if they take him at 22, they're taking a player that really has Hall of Fame potential. And I think in most drafts, there's really only 4 or 5 guys that actually have that potential. And I mean, as we know, there's just only a handful of guys that actually make that cut. I mean, we're talking gold jackets here, Hall of Fame. So if he's there at number 22, I think the Titans have absolutely got to 100% consider taking Caleb Farley. I think he's the best prospect in the draft for them to be looking at. And listen, if he's there, I'm just 100% for them taking him. Going to be a little bit upset if they don't. But that's all I've got on this guy. Guys, make sure that you're checking us out on social media, the ones that we're most active on. On Twitter, it's Titans_time. On Facebook, it's Titans Time. We're also on Instagram, Titans Time Podcast. Also, check out our website, titanstimepodcast.com. Don't forget, go down, hit the subscribe button, smack the like button, just abuse both of them, and let them know that you're the boss. And just subscribe to the Titans Time Podcast. Like the video, leave a comment. Thanks for watching. This has been Titans Time, and as always, Titan up.